Welcome to Stevie's Kitchen. Today, I'm gonna show you how to make sourdough banana bread with a sourdough streusel topping. You don't wanna miss this. All right, so let's get started on this banana bread. So we're gonna start off with 6 tablespoons of melted butter. And then we got 2/3 cup of brown sugar. And we're just gonna get a little slight cream on this, incorporate all this together. And then we have a 1/2 cup of sourdough discard that we're going to put in here. And then also 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Get another slight mix on this to incorporate. Then we're going to take our 1 egg. Make sure you have your extra ramekin to crack your egg over to make sure you don't get any shells in it. Toss that right in. Get another mix. And then you want to take 3 bananas, ripe bananas. The darker they are, the more spots they have, the sweeter they are. You can just add these in. So once you add these in, just get a little fork and kind of give them a little mash, so your beaters don't have to do all the work, but you're just going to give it a little quick smash down. You can do this beforehand if you want to, but I like to do it all in the same bowl. Saves on dishes. Now that you got that slight mash in, then we're just going to work them together, slowly increase that speed to make sure everything is well blended together. And now you have your wet mixture done. All right, so now let's get started on the dry ingredients. Right here I have 2 1/4 cup of flour, and to that I'm gonna add 2 teaspoons of baking powder. 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and then another teaspoon of cinnamon. Just going to get a slow mix on this, make sure all this is incorporated, and then right from here we're going to take this and add it to our wet ingredients a little bit at a time. So we're going to bring our wet ingredients back over, add about half in, get a slight mix on it, add the rest in. Now I'm just going to take my spatula and make sure all the edges are scraped down, have all this incorporated. Now that we have this all scraped down and incorporated, we're just going to get this into a greased bread pan so we can bake it. So let's get the sourdough crumble started. We got a 1/2 cup of melted butter, and then we have a 1/2 cup of brown sugar, a teaspoon of vanilla, and a 1/4 cup of sourdough discard. So I'm just going to take a fork and kind of mix this together. This is all going to be kind of a rough mixture because that's how you want your crumble to be already, so it doesn't have to be super smooth. And then from there, we're going to add in a 1/2 cup of all-purpose flour and a 1/2 cup of oats and a teaspoon of cinnamon. Work it all together till you get nice little, everything's incorporated into a nice crumble. You want this mixture to be a little bit drier than wet, because when it goes on top, if it's too wet, it's going to melt and it's going to sink through your banana bread. So you want it to be more dry so it stays on the top. So now that we have it all incorporated, let's get this all built together. So now that we got our crumble done and our batter done, we're just gonna go ahead and get this all incorporated. I have this bread pan lined with some parchment paper to make it easier to pull out at the end. So now that we have this filling in, we're gonna take some of our crumble and just drop it on top. So now after we have this, it's gonna go into a 350 oven. We're gonna bake for 45 to 50 minutes, or to whenever you can put a toothpick through and pull it out clean. We have this out of the oven, let it cool for a little bit. Now let's slice into this. I'm just gonna turn this around so you can see. Looks beautiful. Before I just start destroying all this, I'm just gonna give you a little quick little taste test. I'm gonna take from the top so you can get the streusel in there as well. What you're gonna love about this, you get all the banana flavor, but it's not overly sweet. You're not gonna feel guilty eating this. You're gonna wanna make this. Please believe.